Hi everyone, how are you guys doing today? Today we're going to talk about Huda Beauty's latest release, the Matte and Metal Melted Eyeshadows. She has released these on December 26th. I happened to come across her launch video a few days before that. It I think came up as one of my YouTube's recommended videos, and when I looked at her application, I was super excited. It looked really convenient, kind of an amazing on the go product, a one shop stop for a super glam cut crease shimmery look. And I was pretty sure I was going to get them. I actually went to the website, and if these eyeshadows would have been available that day on the website, I would have ordered, I think, all of them. But they were not, because they were supposed to launch, a few days later, and it actually turned out to be a good thing because they are now available through Sephora as well. So now you can order them from Huda Beauty's own website, from Sephora's website, or you can find them in a lot of Sephora stores. When I went to my Sephora store, all the 5 shades were available for swatching. So you guys know me, I had to swatch them, and they swatched gorgeously. They look super beautiful. She has released 5 shades at the moment. They are called Hot Sauce and Cherry Soda, Bubble Bath and Pink Champagne, Silk Bomber and Bubble Gum, Private Jet and Shimmering Sunset, and Faux Fur and Bamboo Hoops. So basically this is a two-ended product. You get a matte shadow as well as a shimmer shadow in the same tube. You get 2 mls of each of these shadows, and these retail for $25 each, and you get a total of 4 ml of product in here. When I went into Sephora, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to purchase any of these, but the display was right there. And as you can see, all of these shades swatched beautifully. All the mattes look really pigmented and opaque. All the shimmers also swatched really pigmented and pretty opaque, and looked gorgeous under Sephora's lights. Once they dried, they felt pretty transfer proof, and they were not just rubbing away. So on the spur of the moment, I ended up purchasing 2 shades. The first shade I have is called Bubble Bath and Pink Champagne. And the next shade I have is probably the most popular one. This one is Hot Sauce and Cherry Soda. So Bubble Bath is like a beige shade with a hint of peach, you can say. Pink Champagne is exactly as the name suggests. It's like a pinky, slightly peachy shimmer shade. Hot Sauce is a muted orange, and then Cherry Soda is a shimmery red with white glitter in it. On the matte side, you get a paddle shaped applicator, and on the shimmer side you get a brush applicator. One thing I had not realized when I had watched the release video is that the shimmer shades are actually glitters. They're very similar to the Stila Magnificent Metal shadows. I had thought they were going to be more like the melted, really high shine metallic eyeshadows and not so much glitter, but they do have glitter in them. However, when the product dries, it dries pretty transfer proof. You get no transfer once it dries. However, this is the 3rd time, okay, I'm recording this video. The first time I applied the shadows, the mattes applied beautifully. It's pretty patchy for some reason. Maybe I was not supposed to blend it out. I wanted to kind of blend it out and then blend the cherry soda into it. So that's pretty, but it's not as red as I had thought it was going to be. I'm gonna add more of the pink champagne in my inner corner. Kind of just blend the edge. That looks pretty, doesn't it? This is where we're at. For some reason, I feel like it's kind of enhancing my fine lines on the lid. So on this eye, I just applied it with the brush and I'm just allowing it to dry completely. I blended even the seam with the brush from the cherry soda itself. Alright, so it seems dry, but you can still see that parts of this has kind of gotten patchy and cracky, and it seems to have kind of vanished because I don't see any fallout on my face. So I honestly don't know where that glitter went. Did I apply too thick? Ooh, it's getting worse with my fingers. I was hoping that it kind of allows me to blend, but it is completely dry, but it's flaking off. I had not wiped off the brush. I had just gone straight from the tube on my lids, and the outcome was less than desirable, I should say. So I wiped away the eyeshadow. This is actually about 4 hours later, because I had an appointment for a haircut at Ulta and I'm back from there now. I'm just gonna add on some more concealer. And when I was at Ulta, I was kind of going over in my mind the video, the very first launch video of these shadows that Huda Beauty did. And one thing that kind of stuck with me from that video was that she was telling everyone who was trying on the shimmer side to wipe off the tip, and she was like, oh, that's too much, oh, that's too much. And I remember her saying that over and over again. So I got thinking that maybe I applied way too much. Now that my concealer is on, we'll give the eyeshadows one more try. So yeah, when I wiped off the top, it got wiped away with just a makeup wipe very easily. The lower lash line is still there, so I'm going to kind of redo the matte shadows. It is kind of sticking to itself and it's not creating much patchiness here, but for example, like here I don't have too much color, so I'm wiping the one almost clean, and let's see how that goes. I'm hoping that if I paint on the color thinly enough, it won't do the fallout business. So I saw a Instagram video by Huda Beauty today. She was doing a economy class, get ready with me, in an airplane, full glam, and she had the exact two colors. When you first lay it down, I have to admit that the color is just gorgeous. I'm gonna kind of blend the edge with my finger and I'm gonna let it dry completely. I'm going to just wait, okay? As it's drying though, I feel like it's starting to get clumpy again, but I feel like that's the best that it's going to get. I'm gonna leave it as that. Do the other side. Again, I'm like superbly, like I'm wiping this wand clean as I could. So I'm just bringing the color down a little bit further. Okay, let's do a thin line on the lower lash line, just in the inner corner. So I'm going to continue wearing them and I will do a check-in a little bit later. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so it's about 3 hours later and I haven't seen any fallout on my face. I haven't seen any further fading of the eyeshadows. They're pretty much at where I left it after the application once they were completely dried. So I feel like saying that if you get it to apply, and just as I'm saying that, as I moved, I think like rubbed my finger here with like slight amount of tears, because I just yawned. It's getting pretty late and I can see that some of the pigment has come off on my finger. Oh, okay, so that changes things. If you're a person who never touches their eyelids, then you might keep this on for longer than I could. But even before, I was going to say that the reason why I came so early on to do a check-in is because I was looking at this thinking that whether I would leave the house looking like this, and the answer is no. So as you can see, after the first 2 tries, I was really ready to give this product a giant thumbs down. However, when I looked at the footage, I felt like it didn't look as bad as it looked to me when I was looking at one of the magnification mirrors. I could tell that when I was looking in the normal mirror, I looked fine. But, you know, when I looked up close, I was like, oh my god, this is looking horrible. There's no way I can wear it out in public. And I was just done with these shadows and I was going to go ahead and return them. But As I said, after looking at the footage, I have decided to give it one more try. Alright, so today I have done the matte base the same way I did it the very first time. I have used bubble bath in my crease, and actually I added it in my inner corner as well. Today I hadn't done that the first time. And then I have taken hot sauce and added that to my outer corner. I have blended it further inwards than what I did the very first time, and I have blended it on my lower lash line. So I'm going to start with pink champagne, and I'm hoping that having the matte base there kind of helps cover up my natural skin so the look appears more cohesive and not blotchy. So I'm gonna use the pink champagne shade on the inner 1/3. I'm trying to get it as even as I can here because I'm going to try and not go over it again once I have it down. Well, this has ended up being the inner half, but that's okay because I think it's gonna get covered up a little bit. I'm gonna take hot sauce. I'm gonna wipe off the excess again. I feel like hot sauce is more pigmented than the pink champagne. I'm gonna try and blend the two a little bit with a brush. I'm just doing a stamping motion. Okay, gonna let it dry and then apply some mascara, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and change my lip color as well because I felt like the previous one was contrasting a little bit more with what I have going on my eyes. Overall, in the viewfinder, I do feel like it looks okay. When I look very up close, I feel like the pink champagne shade is a little bit more patchy compared to the cherry soda. The cherry soda is applied more evenly and I feel like it looks more even. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But anyway, I'm gonna wear this for the next few hours and we'll see how it goes. Okay? Talk to you guys in a bit. Alright guys, we are now at a 6+ hour time point, almost 6.5 hours, and I feel like the eyeshadow does look good. I don't see any flaking or any patchiness that has developed in addition to whatever I noticed at the very beginning. I don't see any additional fallout. My mascara, on the other hand, has started to kind of flake off a little bit. I don't know if you can see that here, but the eyeshadow looks like it's in place. If I really pull down on my lid, again, I feel like you can see some separation in the little creases that I have on my lid, but beyond that there isn't any additional flaking. Of course, you can see that there is no transfer, so this does completely dry down. I don't see even any kind of little flecks that I have transferred above where I had created the cut crease. So I feel like this is overall an amazing product for creating super glittery cut creases. If you are inexperienced in cut creases like I am, this would definitely help you guys out. However, whatever I had on the back of my hands, the glitters especially, seem to have rubbed off, and even the hot sauce shadow has faded a little bit, which makes me think that it is going to not last if you have a habit of rubbing your eyes. I had applied it in my inner corner, but as soon as I kind of rubbed it, it was gone completely. So if you have very watery eyes like I do, I don't think you'll be able to use this in the inner corner or under your waterline because my eyes do water a lot, and I think this one wipes off really easily with just water. So you know, that means it's not going to last in your inner corner. I don't feel any extra dryness or uncomfortableness or discomfort on the top of my lids. However, I did feel that when I had the shadow going in my inner corners, and of course, you know, that's glitter, so it is probably not a good idea to have it in the inner corner too close to your eyes or somewhere where you can get it inside your eyes. But overall, I feel like I had a better luck during my third attempt, and I would definitely, you know, be wearing this one out. If you do grab any of these shadows, you will have to practice wearing them. They have a little bit of a learning curve, and you need to really wipe off any of the excess shadows on the glitter side on the edge of the bottle, and then whatever is left on the brush, that's pretty much everything you will need to cover your entire lid. Huda had pointed out that you're not supposed to double dip, and I think that is probably because whatever is liquid inside these shadows that is keeping these shadows wet has the ability to dissolve the shadow, so whatever has started drying will become kind of wet again and it'll end up giving you very patchy application. So don't double dip. On the matte sides, I had no no trouble blending out as long as I went with one eye at a time, one color at a time. What I mean by that is you just need to put one color, blend it out, and then put the second color, blend it out. They do tend to get patchy if you try to do multiple applications of the same color and try to build them up that way. Like how you're used to, say, building on shadows that are not very high in pigmentation, do an application, then pack on more and pack on more. You cannot do that with these. I think if you go over the previously applied shadow again, it is going to end up to patchiness. So you will have to kind of figure out how much product you need and then go with that much product in the very first go. You will have to be more precise in the directions that you blend, because it's a quick dry product that it doesn't give you enough time to correct your mistake. So you need to know where you want to go, and these do go there and they blend out perfectly. So if you are very new to eyeshadows, I wouldn't recommend these for you. If you are a little bit experienced like me, I'm not a makeup artist, and I felt like I was able to figure this out in 3 applications. They do retail for $25 a piece, and you get only 4 ml of product in these. Stila glitters, which give you about 4.5 ml of total glitter shadows in here, cost about the same. So you get a little bit more product in the Stila glitter shadows. So if you don't really care for the matte side, you can always just buy the Stila glitter shadows. There are only 5 shades so far in it. So in a way, the range is limited. I do feel that the colors are very beautiful. I do believe that you have to have the matte base underneath these glitter shadows to get a more seamless look. The glitters don't necessarily apply very opaque, so you can see your skin peeking through, and that kind of makes the slight patchiness even more obvious if you are a darker skinned person, in my opinion. If you are very light and you're going with a light shimmer shade, then you wouldn't have that issue. So overall, I feel like for $25 they are a little bit overpriced. I would say that given the shades that are in here, I would probably recommend the New Nudes palette by Huda. And if you are necessarily looking for glitter toppers, I would say go with the Stila glitters, which come in a much larger shade range nowadays. However, if you are a traveler, someone who does your makeup on the airplane like Huda did, these might be a good product. You definitely need some experience with creating looks on your eyes in general to make these work. Alright, so yep, those are my 2 cents. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you find it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a giant thumbs up. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!